Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the 6-Yard Box podcast, where we have a very important episode today. On the theme of that, I am here joined by my two Arsenal buddies. I got Blake to my left. Say what's up.
Hi.
And to my right, on the couch today, we have the esteemed Miles Alberga. How are you?
Good.
Good
How are
weekend?
you?
Good weekend, boys?
Yep. Decent weekend.
No controversy whatsoever.
Nope. Nice. And
I
easy.
mean, if you want to get into the conversation,
We're going there right away, huh? All right. Okay.
Okay, Arsenal this weekend, a crucial game at the London Stadium, massive in the title race, massive in the relegation battle, and a massive ending befits of this very important fixture. Obviously, was it Jared Bowen that scored at the end? Who was it that scored at the end
I have
for
no
West Ham?
idea.
Okay.
No one even remembers.
Could
Cool.
not
So
tell you.
I think that tells you where everyone's focus is on.
Yeah.
But point of the matter is that it gets chalked up at the very, very end after David Raya got fouled in the build-up to West Ham's goal off of the corner kick. And there has been an explosion that has captured the entire footballing world.
It was Callum Wilson.
Twitter is
Yeah.
exploding. It's Callum Wilson, of course.
my boy.
Like, everyone is going absolutely crazy. Of course, it's a little bit too much and a little bit biased.
I like to use the word discourse.
I think this is more than discourse. I think this is like
Okay, yeah, that's right. But in a sense, that the way that people are reacting, it's very unjustifiable.
child.
Well, discourse is just like conversation.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
true.
All right. I
That is true.
misspoke, but you know.
The joke I was making was that it kind of goes beyond conversation and it's just like children fighting in the playground.
Yeah,
I
a
don't
little
know how
bit,
much I
a little
would
bit.
classify that as,
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
conversation.
I mean, we've talked about this. Am I a culprit of getting too involved? Absolutely. Does it become personal when it shouldn't be personal? Yeah. Like, it just does. And I think we all need to take a step back. And some people don't know how to do that. And I've gone personal at times when I shouldn't have. I don't think I have in this scenario, but some people have. I've seen online and whatever, and that's not cool. Okay? It should never get to that point. But there is a truth within all of this. And the truth is, I think unbiasedly, objectively, looking at
Okay.
nothing else
Okay.
besides the play at hand, David Raya was undoubtedly fouled.
Unequivocally fouled.
I agree.
It's unequivocally.
I agree.
And that's a good starting point for this conversation. No matter what you have to say about anything else, any of the past decisions in VAR, the inconsistencies, it's a foul.
Yeah.
It's not a goal.
And if you want to open up a debate on Arsenal's tactics on corners, Arsenal's leeway they've gotten from referees on grabbing, on marshalling goalkeepers, on holding other people in the box, we can have a conversation about that, and I will hear it out because Arsenal have clearly found a loophole, if you want to call it that, have found a tactic that referees deem to be legal, right? But the line has clearly been drawn at someone grabbing your arm, grabbing the goalie's arm when he's trying to catch the ball, and his shirt's being pulled, and there's an arm around his neck. It's a foul. But I understand why people are getting upset because it's Arsenal, one, but two, because they have gotten away with things on corners. But that comes from Arsenal being good at corners, Arsenal getting a lot of corners, and Arsenal knowing how to effectively use contact on corners, on set pieces.
What does that mean?
I don't know. Maybe it means exactly what's happened. It means that if you look through Arsenal's corner goals this entire season, there's nothing as egregious as what happened to David Raya. There's nothing. If you want to offer one up, I'll listen to it and we can debate. But in my opinion, and a lot of people's opinions that may just be Arsenal fans, whatever, I think there's nothing close.
Yeah. I think because of the consequences of what happened, because David Raya, one of the best ball catchers or cross claimers in the league, when he gets impeded of his ability to catch the ball, then there is that foresight of, okay, that directly is what led to the West Ham goal. And because of that, I fully understand it. I think there is a large portion of fans who, if this was Burnley versus Brighton, would not give a toss about this.
Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
100%.
of course.
Because people are struggling to deep the fact that you guys are going to do it. I'm going to preface what I'm going to
Let's
say
hope.
next with that. There is a lot of salt coming out of people right now because people yesterday were struggling to accept the fact that you guys are finally going to do it. I think a lot of people's other frustration is not directed towards Arsenal, but directed at the PGMOL.
Sure.
Because of
course.
the inconsistency. Going back to the reason that I think, like the core reason why this goal was disallowed was because David Raya was impeded in his ability to claim the cross like he is so used to doing.
Yeah.
And there have been times, many times this season, where a goalkeeper fundamentally has faced the same challenge where a defender or multiple defenders is on his back, against his front, to his side, impeding his ability to claim the cross, therefore leading to an open header. It may not be an arm around the
Exactly.
neck. It may not be
But that's the
holding
point.
an arm, or maybe holding an arm. But when I have always been a believer that when a keeper is being pushed away, like very physically from an opposing player, impeding his ability to claim the cross on a level of physicality that goes beyond what should be allowed, then that goal shouldn't stand. My issue is, yes, I do believe that Arsenal goal should have been disallowed,
Okay.
but it has never been disallowed this season.
But it's a different play.
It
That's
is
my
a
exact-
different play. And
This
it's
is
not,
why-
nothing. This goal
it's
that
it's-
was called back. You can't compare it to the others.
I think you can.
No, you cannot.
I think
No, you cannot.
I
No,
think
you
you
cannot.
can. Because fundamentally,
can't.
it is an
Fundamentally,
interference
it's
with
not.
the goalkeeper.
That's why red
It is.
cards. That's why there's yellow and red cards. That's why there's decisions that there's a penalty in the box, or there's a foul that's in the box, and there's fouls that outside the box. You see penalties that are given, or you see fouls that are given outside the box that happen inside the box that aren't given. Rules change unrightfully so sometimes depending on context, right? There's been no situation this season where a goalkeeper has been impeded by their arms being grabbed, by their shirt being pulled, marshalling off, like going like this, backing into a keeper. Clearly, that's been allowed this season. That has been.
And it's been
that's
allowed for every team.
for every team. And maybe Arsenal have gotten away with that in the media's eye, and maybe statistics say they have gotten away with it more. But clearly, they're doing something within the rules that the referees are allowing. So if you want to open up a conversation about should this be allowed, I will have that conversation.
Yeah.
I will say that there's too much grabbing, not even on keepers, on players, on attackers, on defenders. It's a lot of physicality in the box on set pieces right now that may not be footballing like purity. It may not be good for the game, sure. But for you to say that like fundamentally grabbing a goalkeeper's arm is the same as like marshaling them off, like just kind of standing your ground, maybe giving them a nudge, like I think they're so different.
But when it's the difference between whether a keeper claims it or not, and ultimately the difference between a defender getting on the header and scoring a goal, then it should matter, right?
Yeah, I suppose. But if you just look at the play in general, it's a clear and obvious mistake on Pablo for grabbing David Raya's arm. Any other play that you've seen Arsenal do, that you've seen United do, they've scored a lot from corners this season, there clearly hasn't been a clear and obvious infraction. There just hasn't been.
And yet again, this goes back to your argument about like if you think that first of all, it's not the same as the other ones that we're discussing. But yet again, this is down to the PGMOL to
Yes.
have a clear stance on something, because it's ridiculous. It's like, oh, they want to blame it on Arsenal. Every single team has these kerfuffles
this is
in
not
the
a,
box.
This is not an
Yeah.
Arsenal
I
conversation.
know.
trying to
I'm
push.
just saying,
No,
like,
that's fair.
and I get the frustration, and I also think that the fact that this quote unquote decides the league as well in this way. Sure, it's frustrating. It's the way football works. We've had many things go fans.
Well,
it doesn't go anyone's way anytime, but it's just like, you need to have a clear stance on that, and now is not the time that you start throwing your hands up about it.
Well, and
So-
I'm grasping at straws here because I'm quoting Gary Neville, but Gary Neville talked about when no.
Now it's convenient to bring up Gary.
Right? I know, I love it. No, but it's more just a fact. It's not really about him in general. But when Chelsea won the league in 2002, maybe? I don't know when it was. And Drogba was offside. Drogba had like an offside goal against United, Arsenal versus United at Stamford Bridge. Drogba scored a goal. It was clearly offside, but there's no VAR in place, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, 20 years ago, whatever. But like, you could go back to that moment, rewrite history. If VAR was there, maybe United win the league that season. So it's like
Yeah.
these controversial decisions happen in sports. It happens in every single sport. But the controversy surrounding this specific act, I think, is more to do with, you're right, PGMOL being inconsistent, and the fact that the polarity of this moment made it so dramatic. But at the end of the day, the actual circumstances surrounding this moment should have had no effect on the decision. The fact that it's a title decider, the fact that it could send West Ham down, should have no credence to what the VAR should have done. And I think they got the right decision. I think they did. But again, if you want to talk about Arsenal being too grabby, if you want to talk about the footballing world of the Premier League being too aggressive, having too much leeway with how they use their hands, with how they attack keepers on corners, I can listen to that conversation. But Arsenal have found a way to do something within the laws of the game, clearly. And is it annoying? Is it unfootballing? Like, maybe. But hey,
It's not cheating if the referees don't call it out.
there you go,
They
bro.
don't call it out,
Yeah.
so it's
we're
not
we're not banging on trash cans like the Astros here. We're not taking we're not getting 115 charges and hiring lawyers to keep our dirty laundry under the bed. We're not doing that.
Unethical, but not illegal.
Yeah. Sure.
Sure.
If you want to call
But
it
at the
that,
same
whatever.
time, this is what the game of football has become. If you want to go back to the game being ethical, we don't have the Premier League we have today in all
and also,
aspects.
Also, we might win the league, bro. We might win the Champions League as well. So anyone can cry about it. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care if we win. And if we lose both titles somehow, I'll take it on the chest. You can shit on my chest.
If you
rub
end
it
up
in.
if you end up choking the title, it doesn't vindicate people saying that the decision for you guys were wrong.
No, I just mean like all the hate. Like, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah, man. I mean, follow up question for you guys.
Okay.
Why do you think Arsenal fans are so hated? Like genuinely, I want to get down to like the reason. For
Why
it,
do you
because
why do you think Arsenal fans are
I have
hated?
I have my hypothesis, but I want to hear from you guys first. Why do you guys think you are so hated?
I struggle with this all the time.
You know what it is that it's in a time. I think you look back at when people you look at rival fans and people who hate Arsenal, and a lot of the time what they say is, "Oh, I miss the old Arsenal and when they used to be a real like good club and a do-gooder or whatever." And I think a lot of that has to do with social media. And one thing is I look a lot to the likes of AFTV, who were the first and the most successful fan TV that normalized giving fans a platform. And it's not every fan that they give a platform to. It's it's the hardcore fans, but it's the ones that have the most, I wouldn't say emotion, but have the most character around. And
Yeah.
and you know, these top fans, you look at like the likes of all the past AFTV, like, you know, Troops and DT or whatever. The reason they're so popular is because they're so vastly different than the most normal Arsenal fans that when you go to the Emirates you meet. And I think that those characters, they get views, they get clicks, especially when Arsenal lose, because Lord knows we were finishing fourth year in and year out under Wenger, and that was difficult for us as a fan base. And it's kind of only carried on from there with Arsenal being such a big club. And I don't know, it's just a snowball effect, really, I think.
I think the social media era, when it started, Arsenal were god awful, pretty much. 5-1 to Bayern.
Footballing ability wise, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I thought you
5-1
meant like,
to
yeah.
Bayern in 2 legs, 6-0 to Chelsea. FA Cup winners once or twice in that era. Wenger was just about to leave. Everything was going downhill. Arsenal were the little brother to the big six. Tottenham were just made a UCL final. United coming off a title from like the early 2010s. City just going into their time of brilliance. Liverpool finding their footing after a tough couple of years. Then it switched. This is all during the social media era, by the way. Then it switched. Mikel Arteta comes in. Arsenal start to get traction. Arsenal start to get good. So before the social media era, the beginning of the social media era, Arsenal were garbage. They
And it
were
was-
easy to hate on.
Thank you. Yeah, it was easy
It
to
was
laugh at
fun
them
to
because
hate on them.
they were shit.
They were and no one was denying that. Then Arsenal got good. Then their fans got a little more confident. Then it started to be these guys may have a chance to like actually do something.
Yep.
And I think that's when the narrative switched because maybe Arsenal fans got more confident, but we're still little brothers. We haven't won shit. I've said that a million times.
Yeah.
But we're not easy to hate on anymore. Footballing performance
Wise.
wise.
No.
Play style, sure.
Yeah.
But performance wise, we're not. So now it's not about us being the little brothers that are just so shit. It's easy to hate on that. We are now confronting the rest of the big six and going, hey, our team is about to win potentially a Champions League, potentially a Premier League for the first time in 22 years. We're coming for your spot as like the best team in Arsenal. I think it comes from a place of like insecurity from the big six fans. And it has to be. That's my thing.
So here's my view of it. I agree with what you guys have said. There's an important part that you guys are missing in this big equation because there are a million factors that all add up to this
Sure.
mess that we have here.
Let's hear
Discourse.
it.
Arsenal fans are annoying as well. Very, very annoying. And this is
But
what it
yet
comes
again,
from.
no.
No.
All right,
let me-
fine. Sorry,
let
no,
me
you're
cook.
right. That's my bad.
Let me cook.
Oh.
Because at the beginning of this era, right, you guys have to hold a lot of embarrassment. It's the same era that I'm in right now. If you're Man United, if or when they're back to being really, really good, challenging for titles, I'm going to be in the suffer a little bastard as well. Trust me. You guys had that. You guys took the banner. You guys had to hold it. Fourth in the league for so many years in a row. Wenger leaves. You come eighth. You come eighth again. You bottle Champions League. You bottle a title. You bottle it again. You bottle it again. You guys have taken a lot of shit. And when you take that, it builds the mentality of, do you know what I'm thinking? I'm going to get my licks back.
Yeah.
It builds that. So then, when you guys start getting good, when you sign Victor Gyökeres, he's going to score 25 Prem goals. When you guys are about to win the league, hot take that shouldn't be a hot take. Gabriel Jesus is gonna be one of the best Premier League strikers.
Okay,
of
well,
all
that
time.
guy
But
is
this is what it adds
clearly-
up to. Obviously, this is the cycle of content that happens.
Yeah, sure.
If you need to say controversial things to get views, and in this social media era, there's a lot of that fueling everything. But there is also the factor of Arsenal fans being like, I got it for so many years, I'm going to give it back.
100%.
I'm going to give it back.
Sure.
And then the cycle continues the opposite way around, where rival fans, where at the beginning of every single season where Arsenal start really well, players are looking amazing, Saka's being compared to fucking Jesus Christ on a player level, it is like, okay, like these guys are so annoying. If or when they bottle the league, I'm going to get my licks back. And then it's this cycle of Arsenal being really good, Arsenal fans getting annoying, Arsenal start dropping off a little bit, rival fans getting more annoying, Arsenal fans getting riled up, and then the cycle continues again. Every single season to this point, that has ended in the story of Arsenal end up trophyless, Arsenal fans getting more embarrassed, rival fans feeling on top of the world, Arsenal fans being like, I'm going to rub it in even more next time we win a title. You guys are going to hate me because I'm going to be so insufferable next time we win a title. And this doesn't go for every Arsenal fan.
He's talking
Miles,
directly to me.
Miles, you were talking about like, well, the real fans wouldn't be those insufferable people that wear champion
Is that what I
shirts.
sound like?
Wouldn't wear champion shirts in the home end or the away end or something like that.
Do you
mean
notice how
champion
there was
shirt?
only one guy in the away end that had that? The other 5,000 away fans, you don't see them doing that.
What do you mean
This is-
champion shirt? What do you
some guy was wearing he had an Arsenal shirt with the printed champions on the back
Oh,
of
yeah,
it.
that's great.
Listen, you make a good point. I understand it. But yet again, this goes back to the same thing with the social media. Social media, you only see the you only see the people that
Wrong bottle. Sorry. Genuinely wrong bottle.
that's the thing with social media. You make a good point, but yet again, you're giving a platform to the people that rival fans want to see. So then again,
Yeah.
it gets put in front of your face. You don't see the normal fans that I like that. And that's just the reality of social media. And you're correct. Your argument is right to an extent, and my argument's right to an
No,
extent.
I think Julian, you kind of outlined it very well. But what am I supposed to do? Not get my lick back? Like you want me to just no. Like you want me to just sit here and
Well, it's the culture. It's a culture thing.
no, but that's sports in general.
No, but I'm
Okay?
saying
it also comes from us being one of the biggest online fan bases in the world. That's why the Yankees fans are insufferable because they're the biggest team
Yep.
in baseball. That's why Leaf fans are insufferable because they're the biggest team in the NHL. That's why Madrid and Barca fans are insufferable in their own sense because they're the biggest team in Spain. Like, we have this platform that is going to explode if we win. But why should it not? Why do I have to adhere to this, like, ethical way of winning a title? I've been shit on my entire life. My entire life.
This is what we were talking about on Wednesday about like English media, not just like the gossip pages,
The tabloids,
the
yeah.
tabloids and stuff, but also like how English speaking countries speak about sports.
Yes.
And Antoine brought something up like really potent that was like in France or in Spain or in all these like different countries, specifically for France, because obviously, but like there's not as much of a toxic culture online when it comes to discourse around sports.
Yeah.
And I think that can apply to other sports as well. Like I compared it to basketball, like Stephen A. Smith has done irreparable damage to sports discourse.
Yeah.
And we sit on this podcast every week in part contributing to this. Like it's also the way that social media works. Like the sensational sells, you need to if you want to get views in this era, you need to say something that's going to grab headlines. That's always been the way with like clickbait and everything, but it's for some reason in this side of the internet where there's so many English speaking football fans and everyone wants to stand out when they're making videos and pushing discourse, they have to get increasingly sensational. And that has built this culture where you can't scroll on Twitter without seeing the rival fan banter. You can't even fucking read the Telegraph these days. They posted an article a couple weeks ago or a couple months ago for saying like, why are Arsenal fans so insufferable? From an Arsenal fan. That's the Telegraph. That's an
Yeah.
esteemed
Well-
British paper that we're talking about. The whole toxic culture of everything has reached everything because it sells to talk about it.
Well, yeah, that's also just like the way media has gone.
It has. Like
So, but-
over the past 15 years, sports has gone more sensationalized.
Yeah.
You could say the same thing about politics, about culture,
Yeah.
about everything. Because that is the way.
Because it's entertainment. So it's entertainment at the end of the day. If you want me to
That's what
sit
it's
here
become.
and statistically analyze why Arsenal won this game, we won't get views. There's a big niche for that, a small niche for that, sure. But that doesn't get views. You want to know who
right.
helped hockey in the last 2 years? Paul Bissonnette, who is a radical, crazy-ass analyst, who is a cult icon for hockey fans now. That's what's getting views. So I can understand how the toxicity of it can breed an online space that is very, very hard
Yeah.
to be a part of. But at the end of the day, it's content and it's the way that media has gone.
Yeah.
And I don't always think that's bad. Like the
Yeah.
banter, the fun side of it can be there.
Yeah.
I'm having fun because I'm winning. I don't know.
I'm not sitting here preaching that we should change anything that we do. I'm not saying
Yeah.
that.
No.
I'm not saying like if you are just an average football fan without a podcast to upkeep, like, you know, it may be good for your mental health to limit your screen time. Unfortunately, I don't have that luxury because I kind of have to be chronically online. However, like that's just my way of viewing things. And to answer the question of why everyone hates Arsenal fans this much, I think that side of things has to be an acknowledged contributor of that. I think that's the reason.
Hey, Peace Collective just dropped some new Arsenal merch. I
That
just
looks
got an
fire.
email.
That looks fire, dude.
Shout out Peace Collective, man.
Yeah,
Holy
I-
crap. Sorry.
No, I'm typing in right now. I agree. And I think that, and yes, for me as an Arsenal fan, I think that in the past, I do personally believe that the hate has gone way too far
Yeah.
from the likes of, you know, you have ESPN FC pundits talking about how much they want to punch Arteta in the face. And
Yeah.
all this like unwarranted
Yeah,
hate.
like, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
And also, I don't know if you guys saw this. I don't really want to talk about it at all. I just want to make a mention of it because I think it's just absolutely terrible. Adding to the tabloids thing in the UK, one of the biggest tabloids happened to release an article the day of the game talking about how Leandro Trossard is having trouble with his marriage.
Yeah.
And that's
Jesus, man.
and like that's something that gets clicks at the end of the day. There's something that is I do not believe in whatsoever, and it is terrible. But yet again, it goes back to this whole thing that we're talking about. It gets clicks. It sells.
I was talking about on Wednesday with you. Like I was sat here saying, like, I think the Arsenal hate has gone way too far. Totally agree with you on that. Like I was telling you how there were like the whole discourse after they beat Atletico Madrid, the celebration police were out saying they were celebrating too much, like they have already won it. People were saying, like, you know how Arsenal's tifo was like super sick looking?
Yeah,
There
overland.
were fans saying, oh, that actually can't be classified as a tifo because it wasn't fan funded.
Yeah.
So that doesn't count actually.
Idiots.
It's like, what are we saying? And then I've seen so many videos of people going back, like, throwback to the last time Arsenal was in a Champions League final and it's fucking Thierry Henry losing his head after losing. It's like, what are we doing?
Well, yeah,
bro?
it's crazy.
It gets so exhausting.
And it's never gonna end. And it is what it is. And we'll just hug it.
This
bro.
is the thing. Like, if or when United are back, I don't know exactly how I'm gonna act. I'm gonna move with a little more pep in my step. I'm gonna admit. Like,
I mean, I don't blame you. I mean, you look at when I go on Twitter and I see rival fans tweeting. If you look on Twitter, if you wanted to go, if you were bored and you had time on your hands, what I have done, I've done it like once or twice.
Yeah.
You go on to
Does it every day.
Well, I just passing,
Go.
whatever.
I think he's a little less internet coded than you.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, I'm on Twitter, especially after the game yesterday. You look at rival fans and what they're tweeting. You click on their page. What is it? 40, 50,000 likes on Twitter about Arsenal. When
Yeah,
they
it
talk
gets
about their
quick.
own club, 100, 200 likes. I swear to God.
No,
and
it's
like,
true.
do you blame them? You're obviously,
It's
I don't
true.
know how the payout works, but I know that Twitter's paying you for those
They,
interactions.
they probably made like 50 cents off that tweet. Yeah, like, that's
Exactly.
a big.
It's more than the 2
for
cents
Twitter.
that they made off of their own tweet
Yeah,
talking
their
about
own
their
club.
club. So that's the way the world works, and it's not going to stop. And
I just yeah.
Yeah,
That's
you
fair,
know.
man. I don't wanna I won't understand people making it about Arsenal. Like that's what I will not understand. Like going back to the base of the decision, which is not what you did. You made it about PGMOL, which is like the main cause. Like regarding Arsenal and their ability to score unjust or so on corners, that can be a conversation. But for you to blame it on Arsenal scammed another one. Arsenal have been villains this season. Arsenal don't deserve this title, even if they win it. That's where it's like, lads, I've done it before last year with Liverpool. I said like worst season ever, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. At the end of the day, they won it. They were the best team, and that's only thing that matters.
I will say as well, another factor to this whole Arsenal hate is also your style of play. I will admit.
Sure.
That doesn't help.
Sure.
It's a small one compared to what we've talked about so
Sure,
far,
I get
but
it.
it is a factor as
It
well.
wins games.
but then it's like,
And
why?
It's won a title. Probably.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll see.
But again, like we can move on. But like again, the City had multiple contentious decisions go in their favor against Brentford. 2 potential red card offenses. Potential. I'm not saying they were
Yeah,
potential.
I didn't think so.
Bernardo Silva punches a Brentford player in the back of the knee. He goes like this. By the letter of the law, we're doing that. But see, you laugh. But then I make and
See,
that,
that
no,
was
no,
soft.
no.
That was
No. Because
was
no. Because you play devil's advocate all the time. You like to play objective, sure. Letter of the law, that is an act of violence. Any overt act of violence is a red card, just like the headbutt in the game that Gabriel should have been sent off. That I know he should have been sent off. But letter of the law says that these things are red cards. Letter of the law doesn't have precedent in the box right now on corners. So again, a conversation needs to be had. But letter of the law says that an act of violence, a punch thrown at another player.
I don't know if I'd call that a punch. You're making it sound a lot worse than it was. I
mean,
would implore
He swung
anybody
his-
to watch.
He swung his
to watch
hand.
the
He
replay
swung
back.
his fist at a guy's kneecap. I don't know.
It wasn't his kneecap, bro.
Yes,
it was
it
like his
was.
calf. It's the back of the
Okay,
leg.
so again, so
the
you're,
kneecap is not on the back of the leg.
Sure, you're drawing a line.
Back of the
whatever,
knee. I don't know.
whatever.
Sorry, I don't remember what I did in high
that
school.
decision, Oh, let
But
me
thi- but
let me
this-
also remind you that Bernardo Silva was manhandling someone in the Everton game that he went down. Nothing would happen. It was no penalty. They go on to equalize, and no one talks about that anymore because
They
we move on.
they also won 3-0. It wasn't the reason City won
lad,
the game.
But why? So why? But again, you're looking at context. You're looking at the contextual matters of the game, which doesn't hold precedent in VAR decisions. It doesn't hold precedent. It should not.
I'm saying, but your question was why aren't
This
people-
happened at 1-0. This happened at 0-0. So it would take precedent. It would affect the game. But again, why are you? You're so like. You,
But you
No, but-
posed the question again, not trying to be annoying. But taking it away from the PGMOL discussion here. We can talk about the decisions in this game. I
Yes,
thought they were
okay.
okay, but your question that you posed was why aren't people talking
Yeah,
about it?
exactly.
And
Exactly.
I think a reason people were not talking about it is because they don't want Arsenal to win the league.
Yeah,
and
there you
because They
go.
want City to win the league. I think that's a factor.
there you go.
I think in this one, another big factor was the fact that City won 3-0 and those
What about
decisions
the
were a
Everton
lot
one?
lighter.
What about the Everton one?
What was the
Where they
Everton one?
tied?
Everton
Bro,
one was Bernardo Silva tackling the guy in the
It
box.
was pretty bad, bro. Like it was pretty bad. I'll try and pull it up.
Okay.
But again,
Try to pull it up.
that's 4 decisions. That's 4 contentious decisions in 2 games that no one fucking cares about. And again,
I
the
think-
polarity of the moment in the West Ham Arsenal game makes it more scrutinized. I understand, but that's 4 decisions in 2 games that no one cares about, that you even now have your own biases. I have my own biases that obviously I'm going to care about more. But
But I'm
even
not trying
on
to
the
have
day,
biases, bro.
No, what?
I'm
you
not.
say you don't have biases?
I'm saying I'm not looking at this with bias right now.
But you
have I been
subconsciously,
biased?
everyone has biases. Everyone does. So I do, you do. We
Like
all
I'm
do.
looking at this extremely fairly. Like you asked Blake, why weren't we talking about the Bernardo Silva situation in the Everton game? I can counter that to say, well, there's a lot more to talk about in that Everton game. If Man City won the Everton game, that decision would be getting talked about way more, right? But that didn't fucking matter to anybody because they dropped points.
Thoughts, Julian?
I will be completely honest about this. That is a foul.
Okay.
Yeah, but no, listen. On my like,
No, I'm
I
not.
have not seen that to this point.
But that's my point.
I haven't seen that.
That's my point. That's an issue because
That's
But-
not
but-
his
but I'm
fault. That's
telling
just the
you-
media, the way in
But
which
I'm
it's.
there you
that's
go.
also the media how it works. I'm also telling you for a fact right now, if City won this game at the Hill Dickinson, I would have seen that. Because that'd be getting pushed more.
But-
Arsenal fans would have been posting that more if City had won that game. But Arsenal fans weren't posting about that because City dropped
But
points.
I've been telling you about all of these decisions for multiple times.
Did you tell us about that situation when it happened in the moment?
Maybe not. But the Brentford game I sure did. When they were up 1-0.
You were.
I sure did.
You were.
Like again, I look at all of these things because there are direct competitors right now. And I wasn't trying to get at you for saying bias. I'm just a fact of life is that everyone
I
has
think I've
bias.
looked at this conversation extremely objectively.
Sure, and good
And
on
I've
you.
made
and good on you.
hey,
Good on you.
And can I say it's been very hard to do that.
Good
over
on,
the
and
past
good on
24
you.
hours.
Like there you go. Good
Very
on-
hard.
great. Good for you. But my point is that everyone has subconscious biases, whether you're religious or not. That's a bias in itself. Whether you like chicken or you like steak, that's a bias in itself. Everyone is subconsciously biased. Whether you're a man or a woman, you're gonna prioritize different things in life. Biases exist, okay? They just do.
Cook.
That's why looking at things objectively is very, very difficult. So, if you want to say you did, that's great. Good for you. My point is that the fact that these decisions do not get the same amount of scrutiny, and I've had this debate before, is unbelievable. The fact that Manchester City have become the good guys in this argument is unbelievable.
and like
Unbelievable.
and we've talked about why that's been the case. Everyone fucking hates Man City. Can we
No, they
acknowledge
don't.
that as well?
No, they don't.
No.
This
no,
season,
no. In general.
Yeah, I mean, they should,
general,
yeah.
bro. In general. Like every single one of those
Before
rival
this year.
fans.
Before this year.
Yes, Blake, let me finish what I'm saying.
Okay,
please.
you have to
Please.
prep this, though.
Please, Blake. Every single one of these rival fans that wants Arsenal to bottle this title have been the same ones chanting for the 115 charges to land, hating on City at every single move, calling them oil money, calling them cheats, calling them all these names. People fucking hate Man City as well. But for some fucking reason, over these past 12 months, it has become extremely difficult not to hate Arsenal more.
Which is weird. It's very, very weird behavior. I don't know. Would you rather hate on a team that is blatantly cheating when you spend the GDP of a small African nation on lawyers, hating less on a team that, Dark Arts scores corners and has a manager that cares a shit ton. I don't fucking know. I mean, whatever. Like
And
I
look,
said,
yeah.
we have this conversation every time. I can't make it. I'm not going to fight rival fans on that because it's up to them. They can do whatever they want. If you feel that necessary, that's your loss. Just know that I know that you're fucking hating on a team with way less reasoning behind it than Man City. Like, oh
And
my
like,
god.
I don't want to call out any individuals here, but
But
there's just some fans. This isn't you, but there's just some fans who like. I think their hatred for Arsenal is just clouding every ounce of judgment. This is online fans. This is people I know.
100%.
And it's like
100%.
it's that's what gets me the most too.
Yeah.
Because I'm like,
Yeah.
then I'm like,
Initially yesterday, I didn't think that was a foul on Raya. But I also, I think a lot of people didn't think it was a foul on Raya. Your original voice note to the group chat yesterday, right after the decision happened, like I remember verbatim because I listened to it a couple hours later. You said that absolutely was not a foul, but we will take it. Justice,
no,
justice,
I don't.
justice.
I didn't say it was not a foul.
You did.
No, I didn't.
You did.
No, I didn't. I wouldn't have said that. I knew it was a foul. I said this absolutely abolishes the Saka thing.
No, you said that wasn't a foul.
No,
I remember
no, I knew it was a
because
foul.
no, because I
knew it was
listened.
a foul. It's objectively a foul.
I don't know why you said what you said in that moment.
Because I was saying,
But I think that was heat of the moment because I think everyone's decision or judgment of it has changed. But originally, you sent that voice note, and because I was at a Mother's Day lunch, I didn't listen to it initially, but I saw all your text afterwards saying it was absolutely a foul. But
oh, do you have it? You have it saved?
Go on.
I have it because I actually have not listened to it.
Okay, wait. Let's
sorry.
hope.
Maybe I listened to it wrong. Let's
Hold
hear
on. Maybe I did say it. Who knows? I hope not.
Okay, lads, that is justice for the Neuer foul on Saka in 24 against Bayern. I will no longer complain. But that was absolutely a foul. But now
That was
I will no longer
absolutely a
complain
foul.
Absolutely a
versus
foul.
Saka.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Foul.
Hey, fair
I
enough.
will no longer
Fair enough.
complain.
I
I'm literally
misunderstood.
shaking
It was a
boys.
misinput.
Holy
It was a
fuck.
misinput.
But the only reason why I said it was justice for that is because it was such a big moment, right? It's hard. Like, shout out to the referee for like making that decision because like obviously it helped us.
No.
But it takes a lot of cojones to be like, okay, fuck it, I'm gonna overturn this, right?
Yeah.
But the reason that's why I said, okay, I'm forgiven. I'll stop bringing up the Neuer Saka thing. I'll stop.
And also, like, people were
3
calling
years
out.
later, by the way.
People were calling out Arteta in the press conference for saying like good on the referees for making that decision, and people were like, "See, look at him. If it went the other way, he would be." But
Like you just can't do this.
do we
Like, guys, you cannot do this.
do you want to briefly touch on the actual game, and
Yes.
then we can
Then we can move on.
move on?
Yeah, we're
I want
Because this has
40
been
minutes
been a very, I think it's been a very, as
How
far
long
as
are we?
40 minutes.
as far as 6 yard box conversation,
Yes.
6 yard box podcast conversation goes, this has actually been a
Do you
very,
wanna-
very healthy conversation.
True.
And so-
Do you want to say the person that I want to bring up, or should I say it? Because I think we're gonna bring up the same person who changed the game.
Martin Odegaard?
Bro.
Yeah. I think I saw 2023 Martin Odegaard
For
again,
all
man.
of the shit this man has taken on this podcast from
And how shit he
from
has-
you two specifically,
But how-
and deserved so,
how shit he's been.
Yep.
He's had a rough
deservedly
season.
so.
Yep.
What a moment for him, and that is what depth does. That is exactly why
It's a difference maker.
you called for Arsenal to sign Semenyo in January. That is exactly why going into the season you thought they would have a better chance of winning because of their depth.
Yep.
You don't have to rely on a 16-year-old anymore. You have a seasoned veteran who has
Yep.
done it before, who can come on and make a difference, and that's what happened. And thank God for him.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's kind of all I have to
Shout
say.
out.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
and David Raya, best goalie in the world, bro.
Golden Glove. again.
Golden Glove again. Not best goalie in the world, but one of the best. I don't know why he's not playing for Spain. Like at this point, it's actually a disgrace.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like it's actually a disgrace.
I do want to touch
Like
on
there's
something.
no way Unai Simon is better than him or fucking Juan Garcia. You have 2 league title winners, bro. The best fucking 2 teams, top 5 teams in Europe. They both play for your nation, and you're playing Unai Simon. You fucking weirdo. Like it's not even an Arsenal thing. It's literally just a fact.
So João Garcia should be starting, right?
Over Unai Simon, yes, yes,
Unai
yes,
Simon-
100 times, yes.
Unai Simon should
Not
be
an Arsenal
third
thing.
string. Third string.
Like you can make an argument, Simon or John Garcia over David Raya. Absolutely,
Fair enough, man. Fair
absolutely.
enough.
As long as Unai Simon is playing
Yes!
third fiddle
Yes!
to that starting
it doesn't
position.
Make sense, bro.
Spain's lost at the end of the day, man.
Unai Simon in goal has gone swimmingly so far for them.
Right, but
It has.
Juan Garcia and Raya have had their best 2 seasons after the Euros.
Unai Simon was starting over De Gea, even like in like 2021, like 2018.
I mean, lad,
De Gea was past his prime,
he
man.
do you want me to show you the top De Gea highlights from that era?
Oh no,
They're not good.
2021. Show me.
Why are we doing this?
Like my point in saying, Blake, Unai Simon was an even younger keeper back then. He wasn't a better keeper than David De Gea, and the whole football world recognized that. Even if David De Gea had a
Yeah, okay,
mistake in
sure.
him.
So then that's a disgrace too, I
Yeah,
guess.
I know.
Okay, there you
This
go.
is me agreeing with you.
Okay.
Luis de la Fuente, for all he's done fantastically with Spain, and I'm sitting here acknowledging that. And I think it was actually Luis Enrique there at Spain at the time where Unai Simon was starting. Like, are we just ignorant La Liga ignorers, and we actually don't know how good Unai Simon is?
Probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. Anyways.
Okay.
Yeah. But other than that, obviously we weren't all there today. Or sorry, game was yesterday. All there yesterday.
I mean-
but at the same time, I think we just had trouble breaking down the West Ham defense, whatever. But it was not the best performance, but 3 points is 3 points. I do want to say though, it was interesting. I was listening to a podcast about it earlier today. The Ben White injury, obviously sad. Something very interesting that happened that I don't think happens all that often is, so Mikel, in place of Ben White, brought on Zubamendi. And that was a clear mistake by Mikel.
Yeah, it was bad.
First, for like a genuine like mistake that every fan can call out was a clear
Because
mistake
he
by
moved
him.
Rice to right back.
Because I thought he moved Skelly to.
He moved Rice to right back.
Yes, you're right. You're right. You're
And then
right.
Zubi took.
Well,
the
so
place.
this is
Yeah.
getting to my next point is that he. So yeah, and then everyone was like, "Why didn't he bring on Mosquera? He could just fit right in." And then obviously he brought on Mosquera after halftime, taking off Calafiori, which then switches Zubamendi to pair up with Rice, and then moving Skelly back to left back, which is like understandable at the time, but still, it was a mistake by Odegaard. It was a mistake by Mikel. But obviously he brought on. He also brought on Madueke for Saka. Saka obviously didn't seem like he was all there yesterday,
Yeah,
but
he
he brought on
wasn't
Madueke, and then 3 minutes later he helped create that goal.
So yeah, I think I'm gonna try and summarize what you said better.
Yeah,
because,
it's a lot of ideas.
because
but, like,
the point that was missed was that he subbed on Zubamendi for the injury to White, which brought Rice to right back, which completely changed the game. We were dominating at that point. You can literally look at the Fought Mob momentum chart. Like, look, 28th minute is literally here,
Yep.
and then they got into the game.
Yeah. For sure.
Then at halftime, he keeps Zubamendi on. Calafiori has to come off for an injury. Mosquera comes on, and Luis Skelly goes to left back. Zubamendi's still on the pitch. What then happens is Zubamendi gets taken off for Martin Odegaard. And the big thing that everyone's commenting on, like you were saying, is that Mikel Arteta made the mistake of bringing on Zubamendi in the first place.
right. It should have just been Mosquera.
It
on.
should have just been Mosquera.
And also moving Skelly to left back means he has to go up against Jared Bowen.
Exactly, and he doesn't have his-
and we don't trust him defensively like we trust.
And he doesn't have
Anybody else.
as much say in the attack because he's playing left.
And
back
yeah, his
and
center,
blah, blah,
him
blah.
in the midfield he's one of our top
Yeah,
creators.
shout out Teta for fixing his mistake, and it's brutal on Martin Zubamendi, but Do I get a little bit of credit for seeing this coming? Do I get a little bit of credit for just being like seeing that this guy needed to be dropped? Do I get a little bit of credit?
The whole world was saying that, yeah.
The whole world was not saying that.
I
Shitting
do-
on Zubamendi?
I do think he has been better when we bring him on to kill games off, but obviously I don't think yesterday was the right situation
Anyway.
for him. But yeah,